We learn primarily through observation. So the infant mind doesn't learn by reading, it doesn't learn by gathering information. You know, our education, when we go through the whole education process, is basically to convert what we have observed up to that point and what we will continue to observe from that point into words. So the moment everything is converted into words, then all of this fills our minds. So our learning then isn't through direct observation, it's like a programming. So we are programmed how to see things. So the infant mind learns through observation. So this is the infant mind, and the infant mind is it's one, if you like, with pure awareness. At the same time as having this awareness, it remains unaware that it is aware. Once we begin to fill the infant mind with all of these words and the infant mind begins to form beliefs, then it begins to form an identity, which then creates the movement. Once there is this movement continues and we begin to see life through this movement, basically through the mind that is filled with what we refer to as knowledge. If the mind should arrive at this point of stillness, it's important to know, to at least remember that stillness is always present. This stillness, this awareness, this kind of non-movement, if you like, is always there in the midst of all of this movement, because it's kind of like the stillness that observes the movement. However, we consider ourselves and our identity to be within this movement, and we have basically confused the stillness as being the movement. With being identified with the movement, we are constantly chasing after things. We need all of these things, these objects, these beliefs, and so on, the things that we attach ourselves to sustain the movement, because we don't truly know or understand the stillness. We don't truly know or understand this complete awareness that basically we depend on in our everyday life. Now, when there is this stillness kind of opens up a void, and this void is what we spend our lives trying to avoid the void. And it's only a void because we don't understand it. So, in order to avoid the void, we constantly chase after things to try to fill the void. This is why we need all of the things that we have in our lives, whether it's family, children, material things, possessions, and so on, money, wealth, status, prestige, identity. All of these things, beliefs, and so on, they all contribute towards our attempts to fill the void of emptiness that we sense amidst all of the movement, but we're afraid to face by remaining still.